Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Saturday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 38 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 68 degrees with a high of 78 and a low of 56. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, conversation. And hey, even if you don't color, come in for the companionship and the pretty pictures. And if you know anybody any friends of yours that are living at home and need some company, tell them about my broadcast. I'm here 365 days of the year, including holidays. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who will be watching this broadcast when I download it to my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So let me just finish setting up here real quick. All right. So the 3 projects that I'm working on, this is my tall ship picture. This is from Tall Ships Jubilee. That's the working title of the book. I haven't released it yet. I'm still working on it. I'll probably be calling it Tall Ships and Small Boats. We'll see. So this is a freebie. If you don't have it, let me know. And of course, you'll have all the past videos here on the coloring of this. It's a really neat piece and it's turning out really well. And then I'm working on, this is from Jade Summer Steampunk, and I'm doing the gold a little bit differently. That's what I wanted to show in this particular piece. And then I'm working on this one. I got a, what? Oh, Hello Autumn by Demetria, Demetia, D-A-M-I-T-A, Victoria. So my goal is to have a really good variety of pieces for you guys to watch and learn from. Now, if you have any questions or you just want to chat, don't be shy. That's why I'm live. Hey, Linda. Dorothy, hello. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday to one and all, says Maggie. Maggie likes to sing her little song when she comes in the door, so we oblige. All right, so let me set this aside. Excuse me for reaching across. All right. So last time we were working on this, we were poking in our colors for the little people here that were in this. Teeny tiny. Don't get fussy when you're doing this. Let me get my paper towel here. I'm going to add a little color over here. And just catch this one spot. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, let's finish up these people over here. Now, when I'm doing these duets, I always highly suggest that you follow along with me. Let's see what we want to do here. So pace me while I'm doing it. You'll learn more if you do. So let's go ahead and fill in our dark, medium, and light. Again, don't get fussy when you're doing these. They are very nondescript. And sometimes we have to do a by guess and by gosh, which is my way of saying we're guessing what we're doing with some of these colors. We'll put a little fleshy color here. So I want to thank you guys for the comments that I've been getting about doing this project. I love these tall ships. I think they're gorgeous. I'm going to do this guy in browns. And if you're not coloring this with me, what are you coloring? So here's our light, medium, and dark convention. And then I'm going to use grays and blacks on the pants. And yes, you want to use gray and black on grayscale. It makes the color richer. So there's my black. Let's see where my gray is. Come to mama. And then of course we want to get these blended. Now, be sure when you add your colors that they're very subdued colors, because I'm taking this piece, I'm going to use this green over here. I'm taking this piece to be around the 1900s maybe. And you don't see colors that you see today. So here's our light, medium, and dark green over here. So please be mindful of that when you pick your colors. Let's see. I'm going to work a little purple here. Oh, let's see here. And then brown on the pants. And some brown in that cap. And a little bit darker purple here. And I think these are coming out beautifully. What do you think? Let's see. Move over here so you can see what the heck I'm doing, which is the whole idea. Guys, how are you doing today? Win, lose, or draw? Linda is our mascot here today. Michelle, you watching? Michelle, you going to say hello to me? Linda's got a draw going. Michelle, can you say hi to me? And we'll see, I'm putting a little bit of gray in between here. Not right now, she's sleeping on her recliner. Oh, okay. Maggie's got a draw. I'm going to say that my day's a draw. Okay, grays and black for this gentleman over here. Let me find my black. Now, I want you to notice that in using the grays and blacks here, I'm using these different shades. And you want to do that. Remember, that's what makes your piece look really good, even though you're using darker colors like this. Oh, she heard me. Hi, Michelle. We're just going to put a little bit of brown right here. Michelle, I'm sorry if I woke you up. Did I wake you up? Okay. So we got our people on the right-hand side done. Let me pull out. Isn't that cool? Oh, she's a light sleeper. Maggie, that reminds me, how is it going with getting Allie to wear her mask for her sleep apnea? Okay, we've got a building right over here. Light gray. And then medium gray. And check out how I'm making this look kind of rough. See it? She wore it 4.5. She wore it 4.5 hours night before last, but would not wear for your gi last night. Sorry, Maggie, not quite understanding that. Okay, so we've got 2 shades of gray. She sent me a text that she thinks she spooked her putting her mask on. She also has apnea. Oh, okay. So Guy sent you a text saying that she might have spooked Allie. Yeah, that's her other grandmother. Gotcha. Did she say how she might have spooked her? That's too bad. Okay, check out this light tan on our building. And again, notice how I'm adding some roughage on it. Make it look like the plaster's peeling. And we'll go ahead and finger blend that as well. Okay. So I guess when she put the mask on herself, she had been wearing the nose thing. Okay, so I'm going to go up to these windows here, and I'm using the same lighter brown that I just put on the face of that building. And we can pop in a little bit of our darker brown underneath here to get that to look dimensional, and on the side as well. So let's go ahead and do that for all the windows. And then the shading with the darker brown. Check it out. Isn't that cool looking? And Linda, I love your idea of the birds on here. I think that looks so cool. We went ahead and put some seagulls on there at Linda's suggestion. So here's our light brown on our windows. And then our darker brown underneath. Check it out. Okay, we're getting there. And look how cool these windows are starting to look. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Linda, you're coloring with me? Well, hi, Julie. Okay, let's get this bottom storefront. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this brown. No, I lied. I'm going to take a medium gray here. And catch these lighter areas. And then a dark gray. On our darker areas. Hey, Julie, are you coloring this piece? All right, let me pull out. Isn't that looking pretty cool? Okay, Payne's Gray. I'm just going to shade in these areas, these windows a little more. I want to give them a little bit of depth. Excuse me. Julie, how's the world been treating you? Everything okay? Now I'm going to dirty up this building a little bit with my Payne's Gray. And I want you to notice, very busy, had your daughter's baby shower today. Oh, that's wonderful. I want you to notice that the darker part is coming out of the windows. See it? Kind of like a staining that happens over the years. Why am I hearing fireworks? Oh, jeez. All right. Check out now how I'm shading. November 26th. She's having a girl, naming her Nova Nicole. So she's like, what, 7 months pregnant now? Wait, September, October, November. Okay, and let's come down a little bit further. So basically we're dirtying up the building. Oh, she's named after your daughter's best friend who passed away a year ago. Okay, and then I'm going to Set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, counting down.
So then I'm going to add just a touch of brown. On these other two windows. Not much, just enough to indicate that we've got a little bit of wood there. And notice how I'm darkening my area around the window again. See that? Isn't that beautiful? Oops. Got a little further than I meant to go. There we go. We'll fix that. Now, you want to spend time, guys, on these windows and buildings because it really sets the tone for this whole picture. I'm going to take some gray and darken around this window up here as well. And oh my gosh, I'm going to pop a little bit of gray inside this bottom window on the brown, and then my gray around the outside here. Don't you hate that when you swallow your own spit and then you cough? And that's really fun when you're trying to do a broadcast. All right, let me grab some water here. Isn't that beautiful? Let me pull out. What do you think? Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and use a little bit of Payne's Gray for this flag, because, oh, you're gonna go print it now? Love this picture. Because with all the colors I've been putting on my flagpole disappeared, and so we had this red blob here that was just kind of floating around. So I have to reattach the flag. I am loving this picture. What do you think, guys? I'm going to blend this up a little bit right here. That's looking a little too spotty. Much better. Okay. I would say with this pencil, this is my blender pencil. This is what's left of it right here. Look at that. I would say I'm really getting my money's worth out of this. Guys, don't forget the idea I gave you. Other people have done this as well. Buy some cheapy number 2 pencils, Amazon Basics. Oh, point just broke off. Okay, we're going to give this a burial. All right. Questions, comments? Okay, I thought I'd be getting to the ships today, but what I want to do is I want to start working on our pavement, which is obviously wet because we've got shadows here. So, burial at sea. Very good, Maggie. It had a good life. What can I say? Okay, so for the street, we're going to be using tans and our Faber-Castell 103, which is our ivory. And we're going to be using gray. So here's my medium gray. I'll concentrate on this couple right here. And I'm going to pull the gray out just a little bit, very lightly. And then we're going to use a light brown. Oh, and one color I failed to mention is yellow, a little bit of yellow. See, you can already see how that reflection is looking. And then I'm going to use a little bit of yellow. Don't go too bright with it. Just a tad. Check it out. Do you guys remember when I did a picture with a lamp lighter? It was an English bobby, and I showed you how to make a street look wet. That's what we're doing here. So yellow, yellow, brown, and gray. Check it out. Light cover of brown right here. So these are the 3 pencils that I'm using. Check it out. Any questions? Not hard. Okay, so let's go do the gray over here. Light brown. See, as soon as you add that brown, that starts to make it look rainy. Isn't that cool? And then a little bit of yellow. Don't get carried away with your yellow, guys. You only need a little bit. What do you think? Do you like it? Who has any questions yet about what I'm using? So we'll start with our gray shadow. And then we'll pop in with our brown. Let me get my brown over here. And we've got this curb thing. So I'm going to round that up just a little more. And since I'm already over here, I'm going to go ahead and get that gray colored. And then we're going to add a little bit of yellow. Oh, Julie, that's great. Again, not too much yellow. Just a little bit. And then the Faber-Castell 103, this lighter area up here, that's where I'm going to use that. Check it out. Hold on, I forgot to turn one of my lights on. There we go. Creek. So the Faber-Castell 103. I'm putting in my light, super light areas here. And then back to my gray behind my individual. You can even go, I'm going to go with a slightly darker gray. Yeah. So the sequence is you put your gray in, put your brown in, your light brown, and I'm going right over my 103. See that? Blend that. Finger blend it. And then a little bit of our yellow. So gray, brown, yellow. Questions, comments? Are you liking how cool your piece is looking? Let's see. Here's my gray. I'm going to smudge that a little bit. Brown. Okay, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to darken my brown a little bit. I want that to look richer on the street. Guys, what do you think? Do you like it? Don't be afraid of your brown. And finger blend. Oh, is that looking cool? check it out. All right. I'm going to darken my brown on the right hand side. Let me add a little touch of yellow right here. Not too much. Whoops. Okay, now guys, are you getting the same result? Do you like what you're seeing? All right. Now, these tracks here, same brown that I used in the street. Be sure to turn your pencil to keep your point sharp enough to do this. And then I'm going to pop over here to the right. And use my darker brown on that curb. Now, we need to get our rainy, dark, not dark, but our shine over here as well. So same steps, a little bit of brown after I put my gray shadow there. And we'll pop in a little bit of that yellow. Again, not much. You got to watch out for yellow on dark grayscale because sometimes it'll turn green. Okay. Now, one last little thing I'm going to do here, and then I need to move on to my next project. In putting the yellow down here, it popped my yellow up here. And right now, that's a little bit too bright for my taste for this project. So I'm going to take the brown that I'm using on the street and I'm just very lightly going to go over my yellow. I just want to dull that down a little bit. That's all I'm doing. You can also do this. I'm adding a little Faber-Castell 103. See how I'm dulling that down? And then I'm coming in with my gray and redefining any vertical lines that I might have lost by doing that. All right, much happier. And again, I'm just redefining my verticals. Okay, there we go. Much better. I'm going to use a little bit of the Faber-Castell 103 on my yellows here. And again, we're just dulling this down. And the reason I've switched to my 103 over here is because when you put yellow and brown together, you get orange. Much better. And then blending some. on my street. Love it. Questions, comments? Is everything I'm showing you making sense? I think we've got a gorgeous picture, guys. I'm just taking a little bit of my Faber-Castell or my Payne's Gray and just adding a little bit of Payne's Gray to the shadows. That falls under the tweaking category. And notice how doing that really adds dimension. To those gray puddles. See it? And notice how I'm putting that darker gray right at the base of the shadow. Check it out. So I've got my darker gray, gets lighter we go out, got a little bit of our orange, our yellow, and our Faber-Castell 103. And I'll tell you what, when you guys add these little touches, this is where your pieces are going to stand out. So when you shade your shadows like this, boom. Makes it look really cool. Okay. Let me pull out. Take a breather from your coloring and tell me what you think. Everybody see the little nuances that I'm showing you. Okay. Next project. And now I definitely will be ready to do the ships tomorrow. All right. Now for something really different. Okay. So I've been showing you how to do gold differently. And I also wanted to show you a different idea with steampunk is to going metallic all the way through on the outfit. Julie, I'm really glad that you're going to be doing that ship picture. All right, let me check my pencils here for something. Hallelujah. Let's see. Hello, new here. Very happy to catch one of your live broadcasts. Hi, Blossom. Welcome. Hey, Blossom, I'm going to show you the picture that I just changed from. This is the freebie that I gave out from one of my upcoming books. And if you want to have a go at it, we can get you a copy of this. And you can watch the previous broadcasts to see how to do this. It is not hard. Blossom, have you done grayscale before? Not hard at all. And you get great results. Oh, you've never tried grayscale? Well, if you can start coming in on a regular basis, you'll see some really neat images. Blossom, do you live here in the United States? Okay, so here's my first color, my dark. Then my medium. And then my light, which will be my yellow. Oh, you're on the West Coast. Okay. So it's 7:30 your time. And notice now how I'm back blending over my previous colors. Blossom, I've got a great group here. And if you start to come in on a regular basis, you'll find that out. Okay, so obviously we need to blend this. And the definition of a good blend is what? When one color seamlessly disappears into the next. And what's the most important skill to master in adult coloring? Blending. And then I'm going to take a blender pencil and we'll get this puppy blended up. Blossom, how long have you been coloring? Oh, you've colored mostly just in coloring pages like you're doing now. I love your color choices here. Your blending is so nice. Thank you. So, Blossom, are you going to start coming in on a regular basis, or are you just going to hang for a while and decide what you want to do? This is project number 2 for tonight. I usually get to address 3 of them, but it just depends what goes on. The third picture that I'm working on is an autumn picture, straightforward line art. This is Hello Autumn by Demita Victoria. I always get the name wrong. Okay. So we got pretty good variety. All right, so I'm going to come back with my yellow. And we'll get all of that blended in. Well, Blossom, this obviously goes to video on YouTube, but I also downloaded into my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So I think you joined that group already, didn't you? I think I recognize your name. I've got like 11, 12 brands of pencils. I'm pretty happy with Prismacolor and Faber-Castell. Okay, So I want to continue this pattern now. On the hat. Let me highlight with a little more black here. Oh, you've only used Prismacolor, but you've been curious on other brands. Well, if any of my peeps want to recommend ones that they like, one brand I would not suggest at all is the Master brand, M-A-S-T-E-R. Do not get those pencils. Okay. Now, since I've got my dark, my medium, and my light, so I'm going to put my dark next to my light here. So we'll start with dark here. So you said that you can come in when your schedule permits. What does that mean? Okay, notice I'm getting my dark here. Heather Marie, welcome. Now, just to remind everybody, I'm on Central Time. So right now it is 8:30 my time. And I start at 7. Heather Marie. So there's my dark. Here's my medium. Now, this is a different way than when I normally do my golds. Professional. Oh, Artex Professional. Heather Marie, tell us about yourself. Welcome. And for anybody that's lurking, be sure to join my Facebook group if you are on Facebook. It's also Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Okay, so notice that I'm back blending over my previous color. Heather Marie's in Atlanta. I'm in Tennessee. You love to color. Actually just got home from a coloring group you go to. Fantastic. Well, Heather Marie, if you're looking for more coloring, I'm here every night, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm also here holidays. Okay, now I'm bringing in my yellow. And notice how I'm back blending that. All that means is I'm going over my previous color. And then I'm very lightly going to use Holbein are really nice but costly. I purchased my favorite colors of several from open stock to see what I like before getting the full sets. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've looked at pencil pricing on Amazon. Oh, it is just outrageous. Oh, Heather Marie, you're originally from Wyoming. Okay. I'm in Cookeville, Tennessee, which is about 45 minutes east of Nashville. Now, I want to merge this yellow a little better. So I'm just coming in with a very light brown. Over the top. Okay. Now, let me go back this way. Now, we don't have a good blend here, right? Because we have a distinct line between our brown and our yellow, or our medium color. So we need to very gently start to blur that. Check it out. And remember, the definition of a proper blend is what? One color seamlessly disappears into the next one. I would rather, if I had to have you choose between picking bad colors for your page and having a good blend, you've got to have a good blend. All right. Let me pull out. Now, what I want you to notice on this whole thing is the idea with the steampunk is a metallic look. So everything that you would think is fabric, I'm actually making metal. Miss Julie, good night. I'm on for another hour, 10 minutes. And guys, if you're new, please speak up. Please say hello. We really don't bite. Okay. I think this is looking pretty cool. Good night, Julie. Good night, Julie. Good night, Julie. So glad you made it with us. me sharpen. Okay, let's work the underside of the hat. So I'm going to start with my darkest color. Notice for the moment I'm just tinting that in. Now remember guys, as a colorist, no Blossom, that doesn't sound silly at all. Either you didn't know about it or you were just taught a different way. You were worried if you used it, you wouldn't be able to go back over it with a color again. Oh, that's not the case at all. And in fact, when I put down a base color, or when I color something completely in one color, I will use a blending pencil to smooth it out a little bit. Depending on the paper and the brand of the pencil. So blending pencil is a good tool. And there are different ways to blend. Don't be embarrassed. Here, let me show you what I mean. Oh, do you mind if I just call you Heather? That's easier for me. Heather, I've got like 11, 12, 13 brands of pencil. And I store mine by color and not by brand. And sometimes some of them, well, as I get going, they get shortened down to the point that I don't know what the brand is. Okay. So Blossom, let me show you this. I'm using my blender pencil. And I'm using it to smooth out my initial layer. And again, whether you have to do this or not depends on your pencil brand. And that's right, never be embarrassed about anything in this group. Let me put it to you this way, if you don't tell me that you're having an issue with something, I can't help you with it. And what your blending pencil does is it pushes the pigment into the crevices of the paper. Okay, so there's my blended. I'm going to pop over here to the right. I mean, here's the deal, Blossom. If you don't know about something, somebody else may not. And people tend to watch this broadcast when it goes to video. So if you're asking a question and I'm answering, then there may be somebody out there who is learning just like you are. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, blender pencil. I'm going to stay on this little spot so you can see, I'll see what I'm doing. So there's my dark color. And then my medium. And then my yellow. And this is where I'm going to toggle back and forth. So here's my medium again to blend. And notice how I'm going over that yellow to tone that down a little bit. Blossom, not necessarily all the time. It depends how well your pencil is laying down on the paper. That's a judgment call. Okay, I'm going to come back with my dark here because I want to be a little darker. Let me put it to you this way. Using your blender pencil is basically an on-the-fly decision. Because notice that when I put my medium color and then my light, I didn't use my blender pencil. I just used it on the dark. It depends how well the colors are playing with each other. Does that make sense? It's a judgment call through the entire process. Using a blender pencil, Blossom, is the harshest method to blend pencil. So if you can use other methods, there are other methods. In other words, you can blend with other colors that you're using. See, I'm using my medium color right now to blend this whole thing, rather than a blender pencil. But where I use my blender pencil the most is when I feel like my first color isn't going down as smooth as I want. That's when I'll use my pencil. Okay, so let me pop over here to my left here. So here's my darkest color that I put in first. I'm starting up my medium color. Now, Blossom, I'm using my medium color here and back blending over my darkest color. So that's blending. See, it's smoothing out that dark color. So I don't have to use my blender. Well, I already used my blender pencil. Exactly, Heather. And one method that I use that isn't talked about a lot, I'll use my finger to blend. Okay, so here's my yellow. And then I'm going to come back in with my medium pencil and just tone down that yellow a little bit. So we can blend that in. And then I'm going to come back in with my darkest color. And I'm going to eliminate that line between my dark and my medium. See how I'm getting rid of it? And here I'm just using my finger. Just before I color, which means just before I broadcast, I always wash my hands. And that way I can go ahead and use my finger as part of the blending process. And now I'm going back over with my yellow. And the whole idea is to get rid of these division lines. All right. Let me pull out and show you where we are. Heather and Blossom, grab a piece of paper and pencil. I want to tell you something. There are stages of blending or blending techniques from least intrusive to, or least harsh to harshest. So the least harsh is with your finger. And then the next one is a blending stump. Which is rolled up paper to make a hard, basically a hard tool. And you use it to go over your pencil. And then the next way to blend is with your pencils. And then the harshest way to blend is with your blender pencil. Which is this little guy. And it's going to change which one you use depending on your project and your paper and your pencils. One of the things that I did with the blender stump a couple projects back is, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Okay, we did a project. I forgot which is my my latest one, 919. Okay. This ship that we did, that entire background was done using, you can use chalks or eyeshadow. And what I did is I put the chalk on the paper, and then I blended it. Well, yeah, let me back up a little further. I dipped the end of the stump into the eyeshadow, and when I was using chalks, I took this and I rubbed it on the chalk and then rubbed it on the paper. There you go, Heather. And yes, absolutely, stumps can be used with colored pencil. So, Blossom, what you need to do is find this video when I did the background, and you can watch how I use the blender stump on it. Another tool to use is your eyeshadow sponges. I love these. And I particularly like these because they're 3 inches long. I have large hands. And these are the absolute best. They're much, much better than the Q-tip on a background. These are the bomb. Oh, man. So I rubbed my blender stump on my chalk, and then the thing that I really like about it is I was able to do really small areas. Check it out. And then we did the same thing on this picture. This was a freebie. This is a freebie. Did the same thing on the background here. And the thing is, once you put your chalks on, or your eyeshadow, then you come in and you detail with your colored pencil. So all this detail here, that was done with colored pencil. And specifically, I took a darker pencil and I colored in between these little U's here, and that made these stand out. That ship is from an upcoming book of mine, Tall Ships Jubilee. That book will probably be released in the next week, probably. Blossom and Heather, do you both have printers? And if you look on YouTube, I went through the complete coloring of this. Oh, Blossom, grayscale coloring is absolutely wonderful. Just follow my previous videos and you'll see. This is a grayscale image. Love doing this one. You don't, but one of your coloring group friends prints stuff for you. Okay. Well, they can get that. They can get this image too. They need to join my group. Heather, you love grayscale? All right, you guys are in the right place. Here's a grayscale that we did a while back. Here's one we did in July. Let's see. Here's one that we did. When we do that, August. This one, now this one, I took some mesh and I glued it over the top. See it? I glued it over the top and then I glued little starfish on it for this effect. This is out of my book, Be a Mermaid and Make Waves Jubilee. This one we did. This is out of A Little Grim World by Carlin Douglas. So yeah, you can get the idea of what we color here in the group. Here's some grapes that we did. Honey jar. You get the idea. This is by Times of Wonder by Thea Son. I glued some little bows on here and buttons. Anyway. So yeah, we do lots of projects. One of my fun ones here, The Many Faces of a Rose Jubilee. We had a lot of fun with this one. This was back in March. All right. Let me color one more area real quick. Which one are you asking me about? About the chalk? Blossom. Okay, I just want to do this one band real quick and then I'm going to move on. Yeah, no, the rose and the rings were done with, oh, the rose and the rings, gosh, pencil. Surprisingly enough. Here we go. Okay, let me do this one band. And then I'd like to move on to my next project. So I'm going to start out with my dark. And then we'll get our medium. And blossom, that is the entire point of making it look seamless. Like I said earlier, I would rather, if I had to choose between you having the skill of picking great colors for something or blending, you've got to have blending down first to be a successful colorist. There's just no two ways about it. So there's our medium color. And then my yellow. We have a little song, or I have a little song that I sing that Maggie talked about. Remember the old Rawhide series on TV, the Western? So the little blending song goes blending, 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 rawhide. Oh, yeah. So notice how I'm back blending my yellow over my brown. And then we'll put a little bit of yellow right there. And I'll hit it with my medium brown. Just a little bit. Maggie came up with that one day. And so when I'm teaching, when I talk about blending, which is all the time, blending, 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 rawhide. Blossom, do you know that? Do you know the show I'm talking about? The Rawhide series on television? Okay. So let's go ahead and get this second part done. You recognize the tune you never saw? Okay, yeah. There's our medium. Now, by the way, for anybody that's new, when I'm coloring, if you need me to zoom in or zoom out, speak up. Okay, now the yellow goes back over the two colors. See, I'm using this yellow to blend. And then a little bit of my medium color over my yellow up here. Any questions, comments? Let me zip out that little hole that I covered. There we go. All right, let me pull out, and you can start to see what I'm doing with this. Okay, guys, listen. All right, I can't play much more or else Facebook's going to give me a hard time. So, blending, 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 rawhide. Oh, Linda, good night. I'm on for another half hour. Well, Blossom, that's the point, is for it to be catchy so that you guys remember. Linda, have a great rest of the evening. And guys, if you'll do me a huge favor and give me a thumbs up for this broadcast, I would really appreciate it. So you can thank Maggie for that, because we were talking about blending. And she typed in blending, 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 rawhide. So I use it now. All right, let me finish this last strap here. So there's my dark. Back blend a little bit. There's my medium. Oh, that's going to be in your head whenever you color? Good. Good. I have a master's degree in adult education, and I absolutely love teaching. So anything that makes it stick, that's a good thing. Okay, so now I'm going to take my yellow and back blend. Notice how that's merging the colors. I'm not using my blending pencil. I'm using my yellow pencil to merge my colors. Paper. Do I have a recommendation on the type of printer paper? I use a Nina cardstock that I get from Amazon. And guys, we have an affiliate program. So if you buy anything through the group, it doesn't cost you extra, but we get a few pennies from the sale, and that helps me for getting things for the group. Okay, notice how I'm using my pencil to blend this together. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of my medium brown on top of this yellow up here. You're welcome for the paper recommendation. Okay, whoops. Oh my gosh, I didn't do the other side. Well, dang. By the way, I miss stuff every once in a while. So if you guys see that I've missed something, let me know. Guys, I have no ego. So if you notice something, let me know. Oh, so anyway, art supplies, anything that you're buying from Amazon, it doesn't even have to be art supplies. If you're buying a television set from Amazon, send me a text message and I'll send you the affiliate link. And we get a little bit of the sale at no cost to you. Okay, so here's our 3 colors. And again, this is a different way that I'm doing gold. All right, there's our yellow at the top. And then our medium color, medium brown, which actually is a reddish brown. Okay. Let me pull out so you can see what we're doing here. Check it out. Questions, comments, concerns? All right. Got a little behind on getting to my third piece tonight, but that's okay. So again, this is from Hello Autumn. This is the book. Just in case anybody's interested in it. I don't know if it's still available on Amazon, but if it is, again, let me know and I'll send you the affiliate link. Heather, what picture are you talking about? Heather, do me a favor. When you're asking me about stuff, include the topic in your question, because the scrolling moves, the broadcast moves so fast, and I'm switching up stuff. Oh, the steampunk? This one is from, the book is called Steampunk by Jade Summer. This is the book. I don't do a lot of, oh, I've done this picture. I don't do a lot of steampunk, but I do it. Good grief, look at the boobs on her. What is it with that artist? Isn't that something? Blossom, yes. Now, listen. When you tend to color lightly, that's a good start. But then you need to come back and start darkening your colors to how you want the thing to look. When I talk to you guys are my peeps. Everybody's my peep. So when I talk to you guys, I always tell you, don't pile drive your pencils into the paper when you're starting out. But what you want to do after that is you want to start up with your layers. So don't come in heavy. So from that standpoint, Blossom, that's good. But then you need to come back and then start coloring in and darkening. So you're going to address an area more than once. Okay. Does that answer your question? And again, for anybody that's new, if you ask me a question and it still doesn't make sense, tell me. Yeah, the last thing I want you guys to do is to pile drive your pencils into the paper. But Blossom, if you want the vividness of a project, you need to be more vibrant with your colors. Otherwise, it's just going to look washed out. Okay. So I'm working with orange and browns on my sunflowers. Yellow, orange, and brown. And the way you darken a color is how? Repeated strokes. So if you do have an area that you want to be dark, you don't come in dark. You do it by repeated strokes on that section. And the reason that you do that is because while you're coloring, you may change your mind. And not want to be as dark as you originally thought. So right now, as I'm putting in this orange, if I want it a little bit darker than when I originally start, I just keep going over the same area until I have the shade that I want. I don't just jam that color in. So guys, are you learning something tonight, everybody? Oh, don't like how that is. So you'll notice when I'm putting in a color, I'll linger over an area because if I want it darker, I have to keep stroking on it. I don't just come in dark out of the chute. Creak. Now, also when you're coloring, for those of you that are new, rest your hand on a paper towel. That way your hand oils don't get into what you've been coloring, and also it cuts down on the smearing. I like a paper towel because it glides beautifully. Now I need one of my regulars to answer this next question. What's the most important part of your page? Although Blossom and Heather are welcome to guess. So what's the most important part on the entire page? All right, let me come out. And Dorothy says the part you're working on. What that means is, regardless of how minuscule the object is on your page, you put your full attention to it and your best skills. So even if you're coloring a teeny tiny plant or something small, you put all your skill and effort to that piece. That's what that means. All of it's important. It might be a tiny leaf in the corner of your page. Okay. Now, a little bit of black at the base. So Blossom and Heather, does that answer make sense to you? Don't blow off any part of your page that you're working on just because it's tiny. You take the time to put in your shading and your multiple colors. That's what that means. Hey Dorothy, how's your new internet service working for you? Let me put it to you this way: when you're coloring and you have a portion that you're working on, I don't ever want to hear you say good enough. Read my lips, guys. All right. Let's take a look at this now and you'll see the effect. See it? And if you ever need an idea on how to color something, Google it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of black to some of the tips of this. Don't overdo it. Oh, you like that I'm on YouTube, but I have to use my phone also if I want to talk to you. Oh, Dorothy, I'm sorry. Now it's going to it's going to it's going to look a little wonky because we don't have anything else around this. Now notice how I'm blending my orange. Blossom, was it you that you don't have Facebook? Okay, let's get this third sunflower done. Okay, Blossom, do you have Messenger? Although I don't think you can have Messenger without Facebook. And Heather, do you need a copy of the ship? Oh, you've got the book that I'm coloring from, and you've done this picture. I put the book away for summer, and now I have to find where I put it, says Dorothy. Okay. Now, on this particular sunflower, I'm not going to put orange on every single leaf. Hang with me, guys. I'm going to run a little late. And then I'm going to come in with my black, just teeny tiny at the base. I'm not pressing hard at all. Hang with me, guys. I'm almost done. And again, guys, if you would do me a favor and click that like button, I would appreciate it. Okay. Now, I'm going to finger blend this. Check it out. And I'm only going to tip a couple of these in the black. Now, you don't have to tip each one. I'm talking about each sunflower. I like to put in that little extra color. but you absolutely don't have to do that. It's not a requirement for coloring sunflowers. Like I said, go to Google and look up pictures of sunflowers. All right, let me pull out. And of course, when I blended with my finger, my color went a little bit outside. That's easy enough to fix. Questions, comments? This is how this puppy's starting to look. All right, so we got to all 3 projects tonight. This is Hello Autumn. This is Steampunk. And this is a pending release of Tall Ships Jubilee. And for anybody that's new, all my books on Amazon have the name Jubilee in them. Okay, guys, I'm calling it an evening. Welcome to all my new people that stopped by. So glad you could. Remember, I run from 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10 p.m. Central. I'm so glad you could make it. Let me find something interesting to zoom in on. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other. That's what our group is known for. And I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Nice meeting Blossom. And nice meeting Heather. I hope you guys had fun. Tell your friends, even if they don't color, have them come in. They can listen to me prattle on and to see pretty pictures. Okay, guys, take care. Love you. You know I mean that. And until next time. Bye.